Hi Tech family, welcome to the part 11 of Solidity programming language course. So in this video, we are going to learn what are arrays in Solidity, and we will also see what are the types of array. There are two types of array. One is fixed array and second is dynamic array. These are two types of arrays in the Solidity programming language, and we will also see how can we work with them after moving to the Remix IDE. So without wasting our time, let's move to the Remix IDE. Close this home, create new file, arrays sol, copy and paste identifier and the version of compiler and contract, and now we will create an array. But before creating an array, let me tell you what is an array. Array is just a collection data type in which we store our lots of data, like without creating the number 1, number 2, number 3, and then initialize them 3, 2 and 1 like this. To prevent this, we will create an array for them, like a collection for them, and we will store them in the array, and that's it. So now let's see how we can create an array in Solidity. First we have to specify the type of an array, and first we will also look at the fixed array. How can we work with the fixed array? So for that, let me comment out fixed array. Down here all the work will be of fixed array. So to declare a fixed array, first we have to specify its type. That will be of type uint, because I want the numbers in my array or a collection, and we have to put the square brackets in here, and here we have to specify the length of our array, that how much items we want to store in our array. So I want to store 5 items in my array, and then we have to specify the visibility. I will public it, and the name of the array will be my arr, and that's how we declare a array. And to initialize it, we have to simply put this equal to, again square brackets, and let me put some value in here, 10, 11, 12, 13 and 14, and that is some value in my fixed array. And that's how we also initialize the fixed array without doing anything. Let's go and compile it. It works, and deploy it. In the first instance, we got my arr and a field in front of this my arr. When we click this, it gives us nothing. First it says specify the index of the item we want to get from this array. So I want to get the number which is on index 1, press it, and we got 11 value. That is on 1 index, because the index of the array starts from 0. That item is on 0 and that is on 1, 2 and respectively. And what if I want to take the item which is on 3, and that is 13, 0, 1, 2 and 3, and that's great. Like this we can get the items from the array by passing the index of the array in here in this field. Let's say, what if I pass give me the item which is on index 6, and we don't have any index 6 because its length is 5 and there are only 5 values in place, and we pass the 6 value, give us the 6 value. When you press it, and it give us nothing because there is no value on the index 6. That will be some kind of exception out of bound error, that we are accessing the array which is out of bound. We can also change the values which are present in the list, or we can say array. For that, we will create a method function set arr value, and we will set the value on the particular index. So the index will be of uint index and the uint value. Like on that index we want to store this value. So in this function we will simply say my arr, and on index that will be equal to value, and we also have to make it public, and that's it. Go and compile it, close this first one and deploy, In the second instance, we have now two fields. First, let me get some item from my array. I am getting the item 2, that's 12, and now I want to set some value on this 2 index. So on 2 index, I want the 100 value. I set the array, and again if I try to get the item on this second index, we got the 100 value because we set it from here. So that's how we set our array values in our fixed array. That was our fixed array. Now let's move to the dynamic array. What are the dynamics array in Solidity? So again we will comment out the dynamic array, and let's also comment them out because we are not going to work them anymore, and we will create another stat variable that will also be of type uint, and this time we will pass the empty array because that will be dynamic. We will push and pop value from it, but in initial state that will be empty. And now we will also have to specify its visibility. Name will be dynamic arr, and that's it. That's how we declare the dynamic array, and then compile it, deploy. In the third instance, we have this dynamic arr, and it says pass something in here. When we pass 0, it will give us nothing because that array is not yet created and there is no value in here. So now we will create a function to push some value in our array, and we will also create a method to pop some value from it. Pop means remove some value from that particular array. Let's write a function that will be push. I want to push the uint value. Visibility will be public. Dynamic arr dot push value, and that's it. Compile it and close this third instance, deploy, and open the fourth instance. Now we have two methods in here. One is of push, one is of getting the dynamic array. First let's try to get it. We have not any items, and if we try 0, we not have any item on this 0 index. And then let's try to push some value in that array. I will push 12, and again when we press this dynamic arr on 0 index, we have the 12 value. That's how we push some value in our dynamic array. Now on the 0 index, we have this 12 value in this dynamic array. Like let's say I am pushing 30, and this will be on 1 index. Let's get it. On 1 we have the 30 value, and on 0 we have the 12 value. That's how we push value in our dynamic array. And let's also create a function for pop a value, like remove a value from the array. We will also have to write a function. Let's copy this one and change only name of this function, pop, and this will not get any arguments, and instead of push we will set it pop and remove this value from inside, and that's it. Close this one, compile and deploy another one. And in the fifth instance we have now 3 functions. First let's check it. We have nothing. I am pushing some value 33, push, and also push 12. Let's check it. On 0 index we have 33, and on 1 index we have 12 value. And let's try to pop. 1 value is popped, and when I check 1, we got nothing. You can see the 12 is not changing because we don't have any value on the 1 index. Let's again pop it and check on the 0. We had 33 value on 0, but you can see we are not getting the value on 0 just because there are no more values in this array because we have popped it or we have removed it from this array. Let me resize this terminal and again press this pop. You can see it give us an error. The value is 0, so we cannot pop any values from here because that's already 0. So like this we can write the push and pop functions for the array, and we also can do this stuff with our fixed array. And let me show you one more thing before ending this video. Let me comment out this dynamic array and we have the fixed length of this array, and when we pass some more value in here like this, and when we compile it, this will throw an error. Because that's the fixed length of the array, we cannot pass the value which is up to 5. The value present in the fixed array will be according to the length we pass in here. And we also can determine its length like this. Let's create a function for it. Function get length, that will be public, and view, because we are getting only the length of the array, as this is a stat variable, or we can say a stat array, and returns the uint, because the type of the array is uint. Return the my arr dot length, and just like this, go and compile it, deploy, and when we press this get length, we got the 5 value, and the length of this array is 5, and that's great. Like this we can get the length of the array. There is the big difference between length and the index. The length start from 1, like 1 2 3 4 5, and the index start from 0. And that's it. I hope I have cleared everything to you, and it's too much for that video. If you found this video helpful, hit a thumb on a like button and leave a comment if something is not clear to you. For now, goodbye and see you in the next video.